everybody and welcome to the Howl. I'm your host JWolf. I know that we've been waiting on this for about a month now, but it's finally here. And today we're going to kick it off by talking about postseason baseball. Alright, the playoffs start tomorrow with the Twins and the Yankees figuring to go at it. Luis Severino for the Yankees versus Ervin Santana for the Twins. I'm going to give you my predictions for the entire postseason and the World Series. We're going to start off with Game 1, which is Minnesota and New York, like we just said. Team I have going on in that game is the Yankees. I really like the Yankees in that. I want to say the Twins because the Twins have just been such a sneaky hot team this year, and they've been on a tear for the last 10 games of the regular season. But I just like the Yankees team overall better. I think Ervin Santana has the advantage being a veteran pitcher against Luis Severino, who's a rookie. But I think the Yankees have more of a in-depth lineup and a more clutch lineup. I just think that they have a better suited roster for postseason play, and I think that they're going to be better off against the Twins. And it's in New York. I think that does benefit them as well. The Yankees have been very tough to beat at home this season. All right, the next wild card game is Arizona versus Colorado. It's John Gray versus Zach Greinke. I like Zach Greinke a lot in that matchup. I think Zach Greinke is a clutch pitcher who knows how to get the job done. That being said, I like the Rockies in this one for some reason. My gut's telling me to go with the Rocks. They're historically a pretty good team if they make the playoffs. And I think guys like Charlie Blackmon, Nolan Arenado, and DJ LeMahieu are really made for the postseason. I think those guys are going to really shine in the postseason. I think Colorado barely takes this one. I think they're going to have to wait until Zach Greinke gets out of the game. So Zach Greinke needs to get out of the game about 7th or 8th inning. And I think that they take it from there. All right, the next matchup then, that would have the Yankees play Cleveland, and then the Rockies play the Dodgers for the next round for the NLDS and the ALDS. I'm going to take Cleveland in a sweep. I think Cleveland sweeps the Yankees. I don't think it's going to be close. I think Cleveland is a juggernaut in this postseason. I think they have a really strong case to win the World Series this year. I really do think that with Cleveland. Colorado and the Dodgers are just so stacked, but they're historically, at least in recent years, have not been able to get it done in the playoffs. Clayton Kershaw, one of those guys, I think he's got an ERA in the 7s in the postseason. That, to me, is troublesome, but I don't think the Rockies have the pitching depth that LA does to really be able to contend with them. I see LA winning that one. Then after that, in the AL, we'd have Houston versus Boston. This is a really tough matchup. I think the AL has really got good teams for this postseason. I just don't think that the Astros are experienced enough. I really don't. I think Houston's going to get overwhelmed, though, by Boston. I really do. I think Chris Sale and the Boston Red Sox are going to be too much for the Houston Astros. I don't think Houston has the depth at pitching to contend with Boston, and I think it's going to be an upset. I think Boston takes this one. So I think we're going to have Boston and Cleveland play it out to see who goes to the World Series in the ALCS. Now to finish off the NLDS, that will be Chicago Cubs versus the Washington Nationals. Again, the Nationals, they haven't proven to me that they really have the ability to get it done in the postseason. They're one of those teams where they're really good in the regular season, but they won't do anything in the playoffs come playoff time, and it's frustrating if you're a Nats fan because they do have all the talent in the world, and when you have Bryce Harper, who's one of the top 5 players in the league right now, that's got to be frustrating. That being said, I don't think that they're going to do anything again. I think, especially the tear that Chicago's been on in the last 10 games, I just think that the Cubs are built for this. I really do. I think Cubs, Dodgers in the NLCS. So that's going to then bring us to the LCS series where we'll have Boston and Cleveland versus Chicago and LA. I'm going to start with, they're both a little harder, but I'm going to go with the NLCS first. I think Chicago goes back to the World Series. As much as it pains me to say that, being a Cardinals fan, I really just think that Chicago has the built postseason roster over LA. I don't think LA will be able to get it done this year. I really don't. Boston and Cleveland. I think Cleveland chokes. I like Boston a lot. And I think that Boston will overtake them. I think it's going to be a really close series. I think it might go to 7 games. I think at the end of the day, it's like a Game 7 matchup. Chris Sale, Corey Kluber. Chris Sale goes full 9 because he just can't be touched right now. and he's got the mentality to get it done in the postseason. I really believe that, and I believe in Boston's lineup. I think their lineup is just killer from top to bottom. So I think it's going to be Boston, Chicago in the World Series, and then I think Boston wins the World Series. I think Boston's going to beat Chicago. I don't think Chicago has quite the team that they had last year, and I don't think they have the magic to get it done this year. I think it's Boston's year, and Boston's going to be the one to take it. MVP, I kind of alluded to this, talking about it in the for the ALCS. I think it's going to be Chris Sale. I think Chris Sale is going to be the World Series MVP for the world champion Boston Red Sox. So those are my postseason predictions for the teams. I'm now going to go through team by team and give one player from each team that I think has the biggest chance of making an impact in the postseason. So whether or not my predictions are right or wrong, I think that these players are going to be the ones that stand out in the postseason. We'll start with the AL wild card, and we'll start New York Yankees, Aroldis Chapman. Dude's lights out when you come to the 9th inning, even in the 8th inning. Joe Madden proved that last year that you can just use him whenever. And he proved to us last year that he is clutch in the postseason. I think Aroldis Chapman for the Yankees has the biggest chance to make an impact. For the Twins, I'm going to go with center fielder Byron Buxton. I think Byron's got the makeup to be a 5-tool player, and I think he can really take the next level here in the postseason. I think he could shine where the lights are the brightest. After that, we'll go to the NL wild card. And we'll start with the Rockies. I named 3 players earlier. I'm going to stick with one of them. It's Charlie Blackmon. He can really just do everything on the baseball field. I think Charlie Blackmon is really going to be clutch in this postseason for the Rockies. For the D-backs, I'm going to go with Paul Goldschmidt. Dude, he's a beast. He's a beast at first base, and I think that he has the biggest chance to make an impact for the Diamondbacks. Now we'll go to the ALDS. We'll go Boston. Chris Sale. No surprise there. Houston, we're going to go Jose Altuve. Dude's an all-around player. Great guy. Little guy. Great player. I think he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. I really do. Cleveland, we'll go to the next side of the ALDS and just kind of wrap it up. I'm going to go with Francisco Lindor. I think Lindor is really going to take it over in this postseason for the Tribe, and I think he's going to step up and be the leader to the point where they don't have to worry about needing Andrew Miller to be lights out all the time, because they'll have a guy that's as clutch in Francisco Lindor that can just get you those base hits that you need. Now we'll go to the NL, and we'll start with the Dodgers. I think the player I'm going to go with here is Clayton Kershaw. Despite what I said about his track record in the postseason, I do think Clayton Kershaw has the biggest chance to step up and really carry the Dodgers. And I think if he does that, I do think that they'll be World Series bound. After that, for the Nationals, Bryce Harper. For the Cubs, I'm going to go Anthony Rizzo. I really like what Rizzo's able to do. I think Rizzo is going to be the guy that drives this team in the postseason. And so those are my picks for the 2017 postseason. Thanks, guys, for watching. Let me know in the comment section below whether you agree, disagree, what your thoughts are for the upcoming postseason. I'd really like to hear out from you guys. Remember, be the leader of your own pack. Thanks for watching.